What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Praise Party TV. You know it's your guy, Jeff Will. And listen, I have some extraordinary people who are on with me today. Now, before you do all that, before I introduce them, I need y'all, let's get the likes up. Let's do this. Let's come on. Tag everybody. Tag them. Tell them to come on in. We got some good people on. Listen, all my Jersey people, I need y'all, Lakia. I know you're in the comments. I know you're there. Go ahead. Yes, we got some people here for you. You already, you're doing your thing. And everybody, like I was saying, we have some extraordinary people on right now. We have the pastor. It is the pastor and first lady of Triumphant Life Church in Oceanport, New Jersey. I want y'all to put some clapping emojis in the comments, put some fire signs, do whatever you got to do, but make sure they feel welcome right now for Lyddale and Traci Akins. What's going on, y'all?
Hey.
What's good?
So glad to be with y'all today.
Listen, we're glad to have you on. I've seen so much about you guys, and I got to ask y'all so many questions, but y'all just don't cut me off. I'm just going to keep going and keep going. So, all right. So I got to ask this, because y'all look like a dynamic power couple already. I see that already. How did y'all meet? Don't leave nothing out.
Oof.
I'm gonna let you go, sir.
No. Because see, the man will mess this up. I'll mess it up and leave out a detail. And then she'll go, you don't remember we was in the backyard. That's where it was.
We actually were best friends for 10 years. A good friend of ours introduced us at a cookout at his house. And I'm older. So he likes to say I was his old lady. Just 3 years older. So I was getting ready to go off to college when we met, and we stayed friends. So for 10 years, we were friends before we ever considered dating, although he was already in love with me. I'm gonna just put that out there though.
I'm gonna say a lot of that. I'm gonna agree with that. I'm gonna just say a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna say a lot.
We got to go family feud right there. Good answer.
The only addition I will add to it is that 10 years, I went for her, and she knew without question she could have went a different way, but the Lord spoke to her, and here we are.
You better know when the Lord speaks to, because He's not lying. I could have married a millionaire, but the Lord said no.
She could have, but now you're stuck.
Hey, Lyddale, you got the hold on, pastor. You got to pop your collar right there.
You don't have no collar on today.
I do the big collar.
So really, that is how we connected.
Okay. So I'm gonna jump the gun. So does this lead to, and you got to tell me, what is Relationship University? Can you tell me about that?
You got the shirt on today.
Yeah, I got my shirt on today. I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna go.
Hey,
that's my argument right there. So Relationship University, it was my brainchild because people, we go to college for everything, and the one thing we miss out on is how do we specialize in relationships? How do we do them right? And so I went to school, sociology, and then went into some more education relative to relationship. And I said, I wonder if we could train people how to do relationship better. And that's exactly where Relationship University got birthed from. And I started writing books about it, started kind of going down that lane of trying to train people, educate people on relationships. So
listen, y'all, make sure after this you touch that link, because I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot of gems being dropped in there. Listen, we can't give you all the gems today, but just make sure you touch that link. Listen, Traci, so you are a life coach.
Yes.
Please. You got, now everybody, we've been going crazy all in the comments all day. Crazy, and like I don't know when, and I don't know what. And one thing we always say around here, and this is gonna be crazy, but we always say people just gonna be people. They gonna do that. They gonna do what they do. Can you help us get through these holiday times? Like, what advice would you give us? Because it's something about November and December that just everybody just all hell just breaks loose. Can you just help us out real quick?
Well, that is the truth. I say the phrase "life is going to life." Life is lifing. And so I try to make sure that even for myself, I think last year, actually yesterday was a 1 year anniversary of my brother's death, which seemed to have sparked so much that happened in the last year. But one, you have to be authentic with yourself. You have to understand how to process, but it doesn't have to paralyze you. I think I'm able to be very transparent and be like, this is exactly how I'm feeling at this moment. But I understand that God has not written my story to end at that moment. And so it's okay to feel your emotions, to process through your emotions, but you don't have to stay and reside. And a lot of people reside in their emotions and they never move on their faith. They never go any further and they sit there and then they become stuck. And that is the hard part. You have to be able to, we always say, you can think yourself into a depression.
That's
Wow.
good.
Right. You can think yourself, but things could always be worse. So when you approach it with a sense of gratitude and thankfulness that the worst has not happened, you'll be able to pull yourself out of that, of course, with the help of the Holy Spirit. I mean, I take no credit, although I'm a life coach. I am a faith-based life coach. So you still gonna get some word in there anyway. But in November and December, it does seem like there's a large amount of people that are missing those that have gone on, or they're going through situations and they don't know how to pull themselves out because they won't communicate about what they're feeling. Yeah. And communication is key.
When you said all that, I went right into the people who always try to appear strong, but they always try to hold it together, but they don't have that outlet. And so what would you guys say to the person who needs the outlet? They don't have anyone to talk to. They got to put on this persona like everything's good, but deep down inside, everything is not. What would you recommend?
Well, it's funny because we're in a time where people have a showman's face when it comes to Instagram, social media, and they have a tendency to show the best side of them while the worst side of them is sitting on the inside. And so if I had to give one nugget, and I'm going to dig back down into my book to say relationships are the currency of life. And if you don't have any currency to be able to be real with one person, to be able to share who you are so that you don't go off the cliff, so you don't just show yourself as an Instagram model only, but that there's something on the inside to be able to plug you back into God, plug you back into who you're supposed to be. That's the one tidbit I'll say. You need the right relationships in this season so you can be naked. We got to stop putting on clothes when we need to learn how to be naked when it comes to relationship. I know you want to laugh at that.
Because that you have to be vulnerable with someone, and that was one of the reasons I even started life coaching, being able to give people of influence that feel they don't have a safe space, that safe space with someone that understands what it's like when everyone's looking at you for strength, but then you feel like, well, where can I go? You have to find that place where you can be vulnerable. You can be totally naked and not judged, but they will help walk you through. And if that's just one, now it can't be somebody's going through the same thing at the same time, at the same level.
Please.
Because they're going to talk from that same perspective that you're at, So I need to find somebody else that's in the bigger pond that has already overcome it and that can help walk me through it. And so that would be my biggest advice at this point.
So it's funny she says that, because every area of my life, and I think our lives, we look for someone that can coach us further than we are. So if you don't have somebody that's further than you are, you just talking to your friends. All of my friends, I have great friends, great pastor friends. I really have tremendous relationships. But you still are going to need someone that's a little further down in the relationship pool. They're in a bigger pond, and they're able to help you see the picture like, oh, I was there where you were. And sometimes we need those type of relationships in our lives.
And let me say this, therapy is great, because in our community, we don't like to talk about therapy.
Oh, no, we don't.
Right.
Therapy is good. And so I also encourage people, get therapy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Y'all, they dropping gems already. I see y'all putting them in the comments already. See, I try to tell you, I bring you the best. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all, all right. So I started out 2022 saying, this is going to be my year. I just knew it was going to be my year. But I have not made any progress. I feel like I'm stuck in the same spot that I was in January. I need y'all. Can y'all encourage the person? I thought I had it together, but it's December and I didn't do anything I've written down. How do I gain momentum for 2023?
Well, let me start by saying I know where you are and I know where people are, because this year for us, I think we have 5 losses. My best friend, two brothers, father, grandfather, uncle. Literally, we know the weight, like you, and then we had to still pastor people leaving churches, COVID, all that stuff. People trying to decide whether or not they want to. So you look up. I thought we was going to have 1,000 members in our church this year. I look up and thought, oh my God, everything was going to go off the Richter scales. Yes. And you look up and you go, oh, wow, it's not where I thought it would be. And one jewel, I must say my nugget. All right, I need people to listen to this. This was my nugget. My nugget through all of that. And I still had to preach. I had to preach her father's funeral. I had to preach my best friend's funeral. I had to preach all this. Here, I'm about to give y'all the nugget. This is the nugget. Trust God, even when it don't look like you're not moving. I didn't think I was moving, but check this out, Jeff. I realized that even though I thought I wasn't moving, God had moved me further than I thought. And I looked up and I said, wow, we went through some really hard times. But when I trust God, watch what it says. Lean not to your own understanding, in all your ways, acknowledging him, he will direct your path. The process of that seems so small. We know it, we heard it. It might be something you know already, but it was that nugget that took us through 2022 and really got us to a place where we looked up and said, we made it through some tumultuous, tough times, and yet we thought we didn't move. But boy, we moved this year. It just did. It wasn't at the pace we thought. It was at the pace God had intended. And I challenge someone today to recognize you're moving when you trust God, but it ain't at the pace you think. It's the pace that God sees it at.
Well, I'm gonna interject, and I'm gonna say consistency.
Ooh, yes.
Consistency moves the needle. If I'm standing still and I'm only taking a step every now and then, I won't get very far. But if I'm taking one step every day and I'm being consistent, before I know it, I've traveled miles upon miles. So it may have taken longer to get to my destination, but you're still going to get to your destination. Remember, the race is not given to the swift or to the strong, but to the one that endures, which means you're going to have a process that you got to go through. But if you can make it through, you're going to cross the finish line. So yeah, momentum may not have been like you wanted, but consistency. And then listen to this, your endurance builds up as you are consistent. When you begin first going to the gym, you may not be able to lift the same, but as you keep going and you're consistent, you get stronger and stronger, and you can do more and more. And so same thing with momentum. It starts small, but as you keep going, it builds. So it's okay that you didn't get there in 2022. I believe that 2023 will depend on your consistency.
That's good stuff.
Y'all, this is the word we didn't know we needed today. This all I'm saying. This all Pastor Lyddale and Traci Akins. Y'all, we got a game we play on the Praise Party called This or That. Are y'all ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Oh, let's go. All right, barbecue or seafood?
Seafood.
Oh, ooh, y'all in tune. I like this. Your mama side or your daddy side?
Mama side.
All right. Valentine's Day or the anniversary?
Anniversary.
Y'all, this is the first unanimous this or that I've ever been a part of in my life. I mean, it's just right off there. Boom, boom, boom. Listen, y'all, what is next for you guys?
Whew. Well, I don't know where to start. Well, we are building a school in Uganda, Africa.
Yeah, that's good.
For 110 orphans that we've already completed the project of building the orphanage last year. And so we are building that right now.
And we need help. So listen, go to our page, go to our Instagram.
Yeah.
We need your help. There'll be a little link up there and you can click on and you can partner with us, $10, whatever the case is. And that's going to be a big project because we're bringing education to what seems like, you know, I know you see those things on TV and you're like this, I ain't doing that. I went there. I'm going back to Uganda. We built their house. That we built a house for 110. We finished the house, But we're not just affecting 110 kids that have been discarded by their families, thrown in the garbage. We're affecting a whole village of people, because when we started the school, kids from Muslim kids started coming to the school. So this is big for us on this year to complete this educational experience for these kids.
And then other than that, personally here in the United States, we are committed to just making disciples and kingdom builders that want to come out. And I believe this is a season that the church has to stand up. You know, I'm not saying be overly deep, you know, because we like to joke and say we're not that deep. We just believe in being real. And then people's lives will be transformed. We're looking for the wounded, the wayward, and those without a savior. And so that's what's next for us, to just promote Jesus through relationships, through Relationship University, promote healthy marriages. We are not perfect. No. However, we are perfect in Christ, and we're perfect for each other. And just really helping build a community of people that just love God and want to serve God the way that He has ordained us to.
Say loud.
Say loud.
Say loud.
That's what's next.
Y'all, one more time, put some clapping emojis in the chat right now for Pastor Lyddale and Pastor Traci Akins. Come on now. I mean,
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Listen, y'all, wish you guys much success. We're going to put the link in the comments right now. Make sure you support their cause. Make sure you support that, because we do want to support Kingdom at all and in all avenues. Make sure you do that. Listen, we're going to be right back here on Praise Party TV. Don't go nowhere.